Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to Lakewood Open for Business. Thinking of giving that special someone a one-of-a-kind gift this year? Well, you're in luck, because right here at Purvis Jewelers on West Colfax, you can have a custom piece of jewelry designed to your very tastes. Let's go inside. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Mike.
Pam Purvis.
Hey Pam, good to meet you.
Good to meet you too. What brings you in today?
Valentine's Day is coming up and I'm looking for a real special gift. It's got to be unique this year.
Well, Mike, we specialize in colored diamond jewelry, both natural and enhanced colored diamonds. My husband John has won several design competitions that feature colored diamonds, and this is my all-time favorite.
Wow.
This we call the Blue Wave, and it has carat 53 enhanced vivid blue diamond, and these are Lazar Kaplan ideal cut diamonds in the channel, and that won the Rocky Mountain Jewelers design competition a couple of years ago. He actually won in October. This is the 2010-2011 design contest winner, and I think this is a striking combination. We have very vivid red ruby, and then again an enhanced blue diamond, a channel with princess cut diamonds set edge to edge, and the squared off shank 18 karat.
Pam, I've seen your store here for years. How long have you been in business?
We've actually been in business since 1974, making us the oldest jewelry store in Lakewood, and we purchased the current building that we're in 2001. We bought it from Little Caesars Pizza, and that's why we still have the window on the side that used to be their drive-up. And I'm very glad that the pizza ovens are no longer in the back, or I might be making pizza along with jewelry.
So what do you like most about being on the Colfax corridor?
At Colfax, you know, we have a lot of small businesses. We have a lot of long-standing businesses. Colfax being the longest street in the world, everybody knows Colfax. If you tell them, oh, I'm at Kipling and Colfax or Garrison and Colfax, they know where your location is. You know, I see a lot of diversity, and I also see that Colfax is up and coming. I mean, I'm thrilled that the building is going in across the street, the office building and just the light rail. It's just ever-changing. It's a great place. Yeah, I'm from Lakewood, so I wanted to stay in Lakewood. If I was going to have a jewelry store anywhere, it would be in Lakewood.
I can imagine since 1974, things have really changed here. How have they changed?
We started out with 28 pieces of jewelry back in 1974, and then obviously have increased our inventory significantly since then, and just have gotten into, as I was mentioning, the colored diamond jewelry, which has become kind of what we're known for and our specialty, and also through the years, John's won numerous design competitions. It's just been a lot of fun. I've gotten to know generations of people. You know, jewelry is all good. You celebrate every single day with all your customers. They're coming in, they're getting married, they're celebrating an anniversary, the birth of a baby, birthdays. It's all great. And I don't know any other business that you celebrate with people every day.
I can tell this is something you really do love.
I love it. It's my passion. I love jewelry, and I always tell my husband, hey, I'm the best advertisement because I want to wear jewelry every day. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
So Pam, is it unusual to be an independent jeweler in the world of so many big mega stores?
Not as many, quite frankly, as there used to be. People that are doing custom designing, jewelers that are creating pieces, less and less. You know, I always tell my customers, your imagination is our only limitation. We can do it if you can think it.
So the customization is what truly makes you different.
Absolutely, our custom designing. We also can do repair work on gold and platinum that other stores cannot do. We have expertise in all repair, and we quite frankly get a lot of business from other mall and chain stores that are unable to do the repairs or unable to do the custom designing. The fact that we can do that drives our business. So I would say custom is number one.
Boy, being in business since 1974, I bet you've celebrated many, many anniversaries over the years.
this past year we did something very special, and we're part of the Rocky Mountain Jewelers Association, and the Rocky Mountain Jewelers Association owns the Miss Colorado crown. Wow. And this is actual gold and gemstones, and you can see it features the Colorado state flower, the columbine. We have different color gold, green, rose gold, and yellow gold, diamonds, and the Colorado state gemstone, which is aquamarine. Wow, so we had borrowed this from the Rocky Mountain Jewelers Association and had it at our ladies' night so our customers could try this on. Would you like to try it on?
I don't know.
Oh, you could be like a king for the day.
Wow. So what does something like this appraise for?
It's valued at $35,000.
Oh, $35,000. Well, I can safely say I've never had $35,000 on my head before. Good grief.
Oh, it's
that
you,
is beautiful.
Mike. It's you. And John can show you just how you put a custom piece together. As I said, the crown was made by custom jewelers here in Denver, and he can show you the process.
That'd be great. Thank you. So, John, when somebody comes to you wanting a custom design, what's the first step?
Well, generally we try to find out if they've got any ideas in mind. Oftentimes they've been to a mall store or something and they've got some ideas in mind. So we find out generally what it is they want to have done, whether it's a ring, a pendant, earrings, and then if they already have some kind of idea in mind. And sometimes they might not have a design idea, but there's a type of jewelry that they like. And as an example, I'll just give you an idea of what we do. Here's a ring, for instance, that we've sold on several occasions, and we oftentimes use it if somebody says, well, I have my grandmother's wedding set. It's got a large diamond in the center, and it's got several little diamonds on either side. So what we would do is I'd find out how big it is, and let's say it's 1.5 carats. So what I'll do is I'll try to draw a diamond that's the size of 1.5 carats. Then we find out if they want a 4-prong or 6-prong head. In this case, it's a 4-prong.
It's like designing a building. You start with a conceptual drawing.
Yeah, it's like an architect drawing his design to begin with.
That's
then
great.
From that, and just like an architect, you might want to find out how expensive they want to be, because we don't do anything below 14 karat. But we do 14 karat, 18 karat, 20 karat, 24 karat, and we also do platinum. Mike, if you'd like to, I'll take you back in the shop right now and show you some of the processes with the wax and investing and casting, so you can see a little bit more what exactly is done in the back room.
Wow, that'd be wonderful. I'd love to see it.
Okay, Mike, as you can see here, what I've done, these are all rubber molds that I've created over the last 36 years since I've had the store. And what it does is it gives me a starting point that I can create a custom piece from. So I'll take one that's close to what we're looking for, and I might make it a little bit smaller or a little bit larger. This is a mold that I've already made of a ring, and what we do is we take this mold, and using molten wax, I've got an area here where the wax is going to go in, and I just inject wax until it fills up. You can see some of the wax squirting out the sides. And then at that point, I wait till this cools. Once it's cooled, then it's hard enough for me to pull it out. Here's the mold that we just pulled out just a few minutes ago from the rubber mold, and as you can see, we still have this flashing. We can do things by either cutting that away with a X-Acto knife, or I can actually take the wax pen and just melt it on there and utilize it for what I'm going to do when I'm building on. So this is the way that we build the wax. What it's doing is it's in this little slot there, it's collecting wax, and when I put it down to the tip, it starts flowing right off of there. So I could build something, I'll let you try that.
Wow.
So I can build something thicker or wider or taller so that I can go ahead and start carving it and reshaping it to the way that I want it.
Oh, yeah. So if you goof up, basically you go back and either create a new mold or you fix the one you got here?
Right. If I messed up something, like let's just say, for instance, it got broken. Well, now what I can do is push it back together using the wax pen, just melt the two sections together and fix it. Because sometimes, like if it gets cool in here, if I drop it, it'll crack and pieces will come off. But that's the one nice thing about doing the...
Oops. Just like that.
Then what we do is we take a steel cylinder like this, and we're going to put in the little sprue former, we're going to form that around. And the reason we're doing this is to just keep when the investment goes in, we don't want it to all flow out. Go ahead and start pouring it into there.
Okay. And it just forms right around the mold we created in there.
Okay, Mike, now that our investment has set up, it's not, you know, you can see it's not pouring out. So we can take the flask here, and we'll set it in the oven. In an hour and a half to 2 hours, this will be ready to cast. So from this point, we take our gold and we put it into the casting machine. So what I do here is just go ahead and fill the crucible with the gold that I've just weighed out. The mold is ready. And as you can see, there's just a hole there where the casting is going to go in. So we take it from this, and we place it into this little cradle down here, and then we want to push this up as close as we can. Now we don't want to touch that because that's at about 800 to 900 degrees right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's pretty hot.
So the next step we're going to do is melt the gold. Now get it to where the tip of that blue tip is almost touching the gold itself. So you're going to get it all the way down to like that.
Like that, okay. Oh yeah, it goes pretty quick.
So now you just kind of slowly move it around a little bit. So what I do now is I'm going to let that pin drop by going ahead and turning it a little bit more, and then I'm getting the angle here. So what I need to do is make sure that when I release it, I don't let it go too fast. So, and at this point in time, all the metal is already inside the mold. The metal is now slowly starting to cool. It takes about 1.5 to 2 minutes. As you can see here, the centrifugal caster is coming to a stop on its own. So I can go ahead and pull this out now. So now what we're going to do is go over and quench it in water so that we can start breaking apart the investment. Because obviously we can't start working on it until we get the investment away from the metal. So now I've got it at a point, but see, it's still inside there, but here you can see the ring. And now all I have to do is push it out. Okay, now Mike, I'm going to show you how we saw this off and get it prepped for the beginning of the actual finish work. Okay, Mike, here we are. This is the bench where I do most of my finishing and stone setting and completing of the job other than the polishing. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take these channel lock pliers and grip the sprue and hold on pretty tight. And then what we're going to actually do is saw the sprue off of the ring. So you can see there, all I'm doing is just cutting right through. I'll let you try that.
Okay. John, you are truly an artist in a very unique art form. This is incredible.
Well, basically, like I told you earlier, I started off in a sculpture class, and I only did that for a few months. But creating custom jewelry is basically miniature sculptures. Instead of doing something that's 2 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet tall, I'm doing things that are 1/2 inch, an inch, 2 inches tall. And instead of using bronze or aluminum or brass, I'm using gold and platinum. Now, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we had a couple bubbles. One of the ways I take the bubbles off very often is you find the bubble and just take your little nippers, and I just put my finger over it so it doesn't go flying, and then I just
hang on
set it there. So I'll go through and I'll find all the ones that are big enough and clip them off. The next thing I'm going to do is we use different files, and you can do a little bit of this. So what we're going to do is, and you're going to start seeing how it's going to start getting yellower. So we kind of do just straight filing. And this is going to get the sides more smooth and eliminate that oxidation that we see from there to there.
Oh yeah, you can
so
really
go ahead and
see
give that a shot. And what we do is we go from, this one happens to be a coarse file, and we go from a coarse file to a medium file to a fine file. Then we use emery paper, and we'll go coarse to fine. And from the emery paper, then we're going to go to actual polishing of the metal. So let's go over to the polisher, and I'll show you what we do. And we'll just have this one section nice and shiny, and it'll be the way it'll be for when we hand it to the customer, but obviously the rest of the ring needs a lot more work. This is a muslin buff, and what we're going to do is the area that we've sanded, again, just like I said with the filing, we kind of go back and forth and get a nice high gloss. Now this one here is rouge, and it's just going to give that little final really high polish.
That's great. Look at that.
So now, here's what the finished piece is going to look like all over compared to the rough casting that we started with at the beginning.
Major difference. John, tell me what it's like when you start on a design and you take it through the casting and you finally set the diamonds in and you pull it out for that final polish. Tell me what goes through your mind when you do that.
I will probably do this until the day I die, whether I do it as much as I do now, but I love it in the fact that when you're creating things for somebody, I'm not doing the same thing every day. Because as you can see, I'm dressed in a suit and I work at the bench, I get to wear numerous hats, which is also something that is very fun. Because I get to come out and go one-on-one with the customer, draw the designs, see their reaction, and when they get happy, that's the thing why I like to perform too with my band. There's nothing better than watching somebody else be excited at something you're doing for them. It just makes your blood flow, your adrenaline run, you feel great. So when somebody picks a design that I really want to do, that just is awesome. You know, you just love doing something like that. I think I'll love doing this until I'm well into my 90s, and I plan on living past 100.
That's a good plan. What brings you the most joy personally in this job?
Probably the most joy is I get some people that are so animated with excitement when they get it. Most people, you've seen on radios and stuff, somebody wins $500, they go, all right, thank you. And then there's others who go, oh my God, oh my God. You know, they just get freaked out. I mean, I don't get that kind of reaction, but when you get somebody who you can see, and I've even had people cry, you give it to them and their tears well up in their eyes, oh, that just, emotion is what gets me going. So when I see somebody else's emotion, that's what gets me going.
Wow, that was great. I really am lucky to be able to participate in creating such a special gift for somebody. You know, Lakewood residents really are lucky to have a place like this, a long established business with such a great reputation right here in our own backyard. Thanks for watching Lakewood Open for Business and KLTV Channel 8. Stay tuned for the community calendar coming up next to find out about current events in our area.